Where's clarity when we need it most? Why does it vanish when reality takes an unexpected turn? When unforeseen events and tricky situations cloud our judgment, we often blame complexity. But is the problem really the variables or how we handle them? The real question is, what does it take to think clearly when clarity feels impossible? Start by asking yourself, am I calm when clarity escapes me? If the answer is no, there's your problem. Calmness and clarity feed each other. When you keep calm, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you keep calm. The Stoics knew this and taught us to simplify. Keep it simple, they said. Focus on what matters and let go of the rest, they said. What stands in the way becomes the way. That's Marcus Aurelius. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That's Epictetus. Much of what troubles us is illusion, projections of fear and worry. Clarity comes from reflection and understanding that obstacles aren't barriers, they're the path forward. It begins when you embrace these truths. Hi, I'm Jason, and in today's video, I will guide you through 10 lessons from Stoicism to keep calm. That is, to think clearly to keep calm, showing you how each step leads you closer to the calm clarity you seek. So, watch the video till the end, and if it strengthens your resolve to keep calm, let me and yourself know by typing, "I keep calm because I think clearly" in the comments. Also, like the video to help YouTube show it to others who might benefit from it, and share it with your loved ones to do it yourself. Last but not least, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. I post daily, which means a daily dose of Stoic mindfulness you do not want to miss. Now, let's get into it. 1. Embrace what you can control. Stoicism reminds us that peace of mind begins with understanding the boundary between what we can control and what we cannot. Do you know why understanding that is important? Because when we understand what is within our control, we've already won half the battle. By focusing on the things we can control and releasing our grip on the things we don't, we cultivate a sense of calm, because we're not confusing ourselves about the space where we'll bring about change and from which results will follow. This principle, central to Stoic philosophy and now to my decision-making, transforms how we navigate life's uncertainties. What we can control, the Stoics teach, is our internal world, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Everything external, other people's opinions, unforeseen events, outcomes of our efforts, lies beyond our influence. By redirecting our energy inward, we free ourselves from the turbulence of external circumstances. Epictetus captured this wisdom succinctly. It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Imagine facing criticism at work, something you can't control. Instead of reacting defensively or spiraling into frustration over the unfairness of it, a Stoic approach encourages pausing and reflecting. What can I control here? Not the criticism, not other people's opinions, not their actions. What you can control is your response, your ability to view the criticism constructively. I use this approach to transform overwhelming situations from stress sources into growth opportunities. In daily life, this practice becomes a compass. Missed the bus. You can't control that, but you can choose patience over agitation. Encounter rudeness from a stranger. Their behavior is not your responsibility, but how you respond reflects your character. Each moment is an invitation to exercise reason and reclaim calm by focusing only on what you can influence. Embracing control over your internal state doesn't mean passivity toward external events. It means meeting challenges with deliberate action while remaining detached from outcomes. This detachment isn't indifference, but a recognition that your efforts matter more than the result. When you live this wisdom, you notice a shift. Peace becomes less dependent on external harmony and more rooted in the steadfastness of your inner world. This is the essence of Stoic calm. Focusing on what you can control is an essential first step in keeping calm. And you know where that leads to? Reinventing yourself. And what's the best time to do that, if not now? Check out my video on how to actually reinvent yourself in 2025, where I go into great detail to explain how to really focus on your mind after you've realized it's the only thing you can ever truly control. There, I also explain the role of attention and intention, two very important functions of the mind, in bringing about the change you desire in yourself. You can check the link at the top right to watch that video. 2. The power of acceptance. Stoicism teaches that radical acceptance is not resignation, but a profound alignment with reality as it is, rather than how we wish it to be. This mindset, rooted in the Stoic principle of living in agreement with nature, empowers us to embrace life's challenges without unnecessary resistance or turmoil. It is an approach that keeps us calm by allowing us to work harmoniously with the flow of events, rather than fighting against them. Radical acceptance begins with recognizing what is within our control and what is not, the first step in cultivating Stoic calm, as we just discussed. When we face setbacks, the immediate temptation might be to rail against the unfairness of life or dwell on what should have been. The Stoics, however, remind us that this resistance only amplifies our suffering. Marcus Aurelius rightly observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By accepting circumstances beyond our control, we free ourselves from the needless anxiety that comes with trying to change the unchangeable. This mindset is not passive surrender, but active engagement with what remains possible. Suppose a project at work goes awry or a relationship faces difficulties. In that case, radical acceptance allows you to acknowledge the situation fully, without denial or frustration, and turn your focus to constructive action. What can you do here and now to respond virtuously? In day-to-day life, small applications of this mindset lead to profound calm. When encountering delays, misunderstandings, or unexpected challenges, I remind myself to pause and say, "This is how things are. Now how will I respond?" This reflection ensures I act from a place of clarity rather than emotional reactivity. Radical acceptance of the Stoics means not allowing difficulties to unseat your inner tranquility. By embracing life as it unfolds, you remain centered and resilient, a steady presence amidst the ever-changing currents of the world. 3. Practice mindfulness. Stoic mindfulness is a powerful practice for maintaining calm in the face of life's unpredictability. Rooted in the Stoic principle of focusing on the present moment and embracing it with clarity and intention, this approach helps us disengage from the chaos of what lies beyond our control and anchors us in what truly matters. Practicing Stoic mindfulness is not about detaching from life, but about engaging with it rationally and virtuously. The Stoics teach us to observe our thoughts and emotions as they arise, without becoming consumed by them. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to be present, emphasizing the importance of paying full attention to the task or situation at hand. By focusing on the here and now, we reduce the mental clutter of worries about the past or anxieties about the future. For example, during moments of stress, simply pausing to take a deep breath and ask, "What is truly within my control in this moment?" can reorient the mind toward reason and action. Stoic mindfulness also involves questioning the narratives we create about events. Often it's not the event itself, but our interpretation that fuels distress. Practicing mindfulness in this Stoic sense means examining those interpretations with a critical eye. Is this thought rooted in fear or virtue? Is it based on assumptions or reality? These reflections transform emotional reactions into thoughtful responses. Another aspect of Stoic mindfulness is intentional detachment. This doesn't mean apathy, but rather the disciplined practice of not letting external outcomes dictate internal peace. Whether it's a delayed plan or a challenging conversation, the mindful Stoic focuses on their actions and attitudes rather than external variables. In daily life, as I practice it, cultivating Stoic mindfulness means practicing self-awareness and deliberate thought in all interactions and experiences. This steadiness fosters a profound sense of calm, even in the most turbulent moments. Trust me, I have learnt it the long way, the hard way. 4. Cultivate resilience. Stoicism teaches that cultivating resilience is not just a means of enduring life's hardships, but a profound way to maintain inner calm amidst challenges. Stoic resilience is rooted in the practice of aligning our thoughts and actions with reason and virtue, allowing us to meet adversity with grace and composure. This mindset transforms difficulties into opportunities for growth, framing obstacles as tests of character rather than threats to our peace of mind. The Stoics remind us that external events are beyond our control, but how we choose to respond to them is entirely within our grasp. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the idea that challenges are not inherently harmful. Instead, our judgments about them determine their impact. By practicing this perspective, we can cultivate the inner strength to face difficulties with acceptance and poise. One key to Stoic resilience is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. By mentally preparing for possible setbacks, we build the psychological fortitude to face them calmly if they occur. For instance, reflecting on potential delays during a busy day can turn unexpected disruptions into manageable events rather than sources of frustration. I practice it in the morning to prepare for the disagreeable and meddling people I will encounter during the day. Another vital aspect is reframing challenges as opportunities to practice virtue. A conflict at work becomes a chance to exercise patience and understanding, while a personal setback offers the chance to demonstrate perseverance. This reframing not only shifts our emotional response, but deepens our commitment to living in alignment with our highest values. My Stoic consistency over the years has made it almost an instinctual reaction to failure. When my actions fail, I don't sit and grieve. I reflect on what went wrong to understand how I will avoid it in the future. Take the failure in my stride, make sure my intentions are virtuous for what I do next, and look for the next and best possible course of action. I must say, the obstacle is the way. Stoic resilience also thrives on regular self-reflection. Ending the day with an assessment of how we handled difficulties reinforces our ability to improve and adapt. This habit of introspection, paired with the understanding that setbacks are part of life's natural flow, allows us to meet future challenges with a calm and prepared mind. 5. Choose your response. Stoicism teaches that true peace lies in realizing and exercising our power to choose how we respond to the events, people, and situations that life presents. This understanding is at the heart of the Stoic pursuit of calmness and resilience. While we cannot dictate the external circumstances that come our way, the way we interpret and respond to them remains firmly within our control. This is a power that the Stoics repeatedly remind us to harness with intention and virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes that our mental framework, rather than the external world, dictates whether we experience tranquility or turmoil. When faced with challenges or provocations, a pause to assess the situation allows us to separate impulse from reason. For example, instead of snapping in anger at a perceived slight, asking, "What response aligns with my highest values?" can lead to calm clarity. This practice doesn't mean suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the world. It's about regulation. It's about acknowledging emotions as natural, but not letting them dictate behavior. If frustration arises anywhere, I remind myself that my irritation serves no productive purpose. It's a moment to practice patience, recognizing the limits of control. The moment I do this, I'm tranquil again. Engaging with the power to choose our responses creates an inner space of freedom that external chaos cannot penetrate. A sort of inner citadel, an impervious stronghold, if you will. It's an empowering realization. Though storms may rage, we can decide whether to be carried by the winds or to stand grounded. In cultivating this discipline, we live with greater alignment to our values, preserving calmness and composure. Every mindful choice to respond with wisdom builds the habit of serenity, proving again and again that true power lies within. 6. Limit excessive desires. Stoicism emphasizes that tranquility is found not in acquiring everything we want, but in wanting less. Limiting our desires is a cornerstone of this philosophy, offering a path to inner calm by shifting our focus from external acquisitions to internal contentment. The Stoics recognize that the more we chase, the more we tether our peace to things outside our control, things that are fleeting and uncertain. Epictetus wisely observed that freedom comes not from satisfying all desires, but from mastering them. By cultivating restraint and redefining what we truly need, we unburden ourselves from the stress and dissatisfaction that come with endless striving. For me, in everyday life, this means pausing before indulging in impulse purchases, asking whether something truly adds value to our lives or merely feeds a fleeting craving. It's a moment to apply the Stoic discipline of questioning, is this desire aligned with my principles, I ask myself, or is it a distraction? Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on the simplicity of nature, reminding himself that the beauty of life lies in its essentials. This perspective encourages us to focus on what truly matters: relationships, personal growth, and living virtuously, while recognizing that material possessions or external validation are often illusions of happiness. Limiting desires doesn't mean rejecting joy. It means finding joy in what we already have, turning gratitude into a daily practice. In practice, embracing fewer desires creates space for deeper fulfillment. By setting boundaries on what we pursue, we regain control over our time, energy, and emotional well-being. This daily mindfulness can manifest as consciously avoiding comparisons, resisting the urge to accumulate, and focusing instead on cultivating virtues like patience and self-control. By limiting our desires, we align with the Stoic wisdom that true calm comes not from adding to our lives, but from appreciating the abundance already within them. 7. Be virtuous. Stoicism holds that virtue is the foundation of a calm and resilient mind. To live virtuously, according to the Stoics, is to align one's thoughts and actions with principles of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. This alignment fosters a deep sense of tranquility because it removes the chaos caused by conflicting desires, impulsive reactions, and external dependencies. A virtuous life, therefore, is not just morally admirable, but profoundly practical in achieving inner peace. When we commit to acting justly and fairly in all interactions, for instance, we free ourselves from the turmoil of second-guessing our behavior or worrying about others' judgments. Choosing fairness eliminates the mental clutter of guilt or regret. Similarly, practicing temperance, moderation in desires and actions, helps us avoid the extremes of indulgence and deprivation that often lead to dissatisfaction. This self-regulation reduces the emotional turbulence caused by unmet expectations or fleeting pleasures. Wisdom, another cornerstone of Stoic virtue, allows us to approach life with rational clarity. By seeking to understand what lies within our control and what does not, we focus our energy on meaningful actions while letting go of unnecessary worries. A moment of pause to reflect on this principle, whether it's in the middle of a heated argument or during a stressful day at work, often shifts the perspective from emotional reaction to thoughtful response, instantly calming the mind. I do it daily, now almost instinctually, and so you can do it too. Start today. Pause, reflect, and then respond. Courage, too, plays a pivotal role. Facing challenges with fortitude rather than avoidance strengthens our ability to remain composed under pressure. This isn't about suppressing fear, but about embracing it as an opportunity to grow, knowing that acting virtuously in adversity brings clarity and peace. By grounding every decision in virtue, we transform even the most chaotic circumstances into opportunities for self-mastery. Through this disciplined approach, Stoicism teaches that calmness is not something we find, but something we cultivate through living virtuously every day. 8th, understand the transitory nature of life. Stoicism emphasizes the transitory nature of life as a cornerstone for cultivating calmness and equanimity. The recognition that everything, whether joy, sorrow, success, or failure, is temporary allows us to navigate life with a sense of balance and clarity. This understanding is not a call to detachment from living fully, but an invitation to engage with the world while maintaining perspective. The Stoics frequently meditated on impermanence, not as a source of despair, but as a tool for freedom. Marcus Aurelius reflected that time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and already carried past us. Such imagery reminds us that clinging to the fleeting moments of life only disrupts our peace. Instead, by acknowledging that change is inevitable, we can embrace each moment without becoming overly attached or overwhelmed. In daily practice, this perspective can be incredibly grounding. When frustration arises, a delayed appointment or a missed opportunity, consider its brevity. Ask, will this matter tomorrow, next week, or a year from now? This simple question can diffuse emotional intensity and remind us that life flows forward regardless of momentary disruptions. The transitory nature of life also applies to our accomplishments and possessions. By remembering that even the most cherished things are impermanent, we can appreciate them more deeply without fear of losing them. This mindset fosters gratitude and prevents us from becoming enslaved to material desires or external validation. And finally, when you understand impermanence, you navigate grief and loss better. The Stoics encouraged contemplating mortality not as a morbid exercise, but as a way to heighten our appreciation for life and its fleeting beauty. Each day becomes an opportunity to act with purpose and to cherish what is truly valuable. 9. The value of gratitude. Stoicism emphasizes gratitude as a cornerstone of a calm and centered life. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what we have rather than lamenting what we lack, we cultivate a sense of sufficiency and inner peace. This practice shifts our attention away from external circumstances, which are often beyond our control, and directs it toward appreciating the aspects of life that align with our values and bring genuine contentment. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on gratitude in his meditations, encouraging himself to appreciate life's blessings, whether small or profound. This perspective is not about denying life's challenges, but about recognizing that amidst difficulties, there is always something to value. By practicing gratitude, we reframe our experience of the world, transforming frustrations into opportunities to appreciate resilience and losses into reminders of what we still possess. On a daily basis, gratitude can be cultivated in simple yet impactful ways. For instance, when faced with an inconvenience, a delayed commute, or a difficult conversation, Stoicism invites us to pause and consider the broader context. Is this situation teaching patience? Does it remind us to value moments of ease and flow when they occur? These reflections allow gratitude to temper irritation, replacing it with perspective and calm. Journaling gratitude is another powerful Stoic practice. By taking a moment each day to acknowledge the people, experiences, or small joys that enriched your life, you build a habit of focusing on abundance rather than scarcity. This exercise not only fosters tranquility, but also strengthens your capacity to face adversity with equanimity. Gratitude, as taught by the Stoics, is a mental discipline that reinforces calm by anchoring us in the present moment and reminding us of the wealth already within our grasp. It's a practice that transforms our outlook, ensuring that our internal state remains steady and composed, regardless of life's external fluctuations. The one who understands this can safely say, "I am grateful for everything I have. I do it daily, and sometimes by being deliberate about it, like in the middle of a meeting. And no, this doesn't break my focus. If anything, it enhances my focus, just as a realization that slowly but positively reveals itself does." Gratitude leaves you feeling great for the rest of the day. Try it today. Stop and be grateful. Type the words, "I am grateful for everything I have," in the comments to let me know. I care about you. I'm listening. 10. Keep learning and growing. Stoicism teaches us that challenges are not barriers to learning and growth, but essential components of it. The philosophy reminds us that adversity, far from being an interruption, is an opportunity to practice resilience, patience, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This timeless wisdom urges us to view obstacles not as disruptions, but as the very path to progress. When faced with difficulties, the Stoic mindset emphasizes reframing them as moments of instruction. A difficult conversation at work, for instance, becomes a lesson in effective communication and emotional regulation. Similarly, an unforeseen delay is a chance to cultivate patience and practice gratitude for the extra time to reflect or refocus. In this way, challenges become a crucible for refining our character and deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world. To remain calm amidst adversity, Stoicism advises us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, choices, and responses, while accepting external events as they come. This approach liberates us from unnecessary frustration and allows us to channel our energy productively. On a daily basis, this might mean pausing to assess a difficult situation rationally, asking, "What virtue can I practice here?" and then proceeding with clarity and composure. Furthermore, Stoic practice encourages consistency in self-improvement, even when circumstances are less than ideal. If life presents challenges, it is all the more reason to persist in reading, reflecting, and engaging with meaningful work. These practices anchor us, ensuring that growth continues undeterred by external turbulence. By refusing to let challenges halt our progress, we embody the Stoic ideal of using life's trials as fuel for learning and growth. In doing so, we cultivate not just calm, but a profound sense of purpose and strength. Keeping calm starts with thinking clearly, and thinking clearly isn't about eliminating difficulty, it's about seeing it differently. Through Stoic reflection, we learn to remain calm, focused, and in control, no matter what life throws at us. The obstacle isn't your enemy, it's your guide. Indeed, the obstacle is the way. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Let's strive to live better, more respectful lives. Until next time, stay strong and stay stoic.